this at least is the beginning of understanding it. All right, now grab the wrist or the elbow. Grab the wrist. Right? Guys punching out at you, right? You grab the wrist and then you follow at the elbow. Watch this line here. Sink. It's not just coming forward, it's also bending into it. Yeah. In essence, what you're doing is turning your Dan Qian. All right? So the Dan Qian turns. It's kind of a complex turn because it's also kind of turning backwards. Like it's like this is, you know, we had the bell out here a little while ago, right? It's like this is the bell here. And the ball's in the bell and you turn the ball. Yes. Turn. 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 Watch this hand. This hand is extending. It's extending, right? This hand is contracting. Contract and extend. Contract and extend. You can do that because the ball is turning. Now, watch. When you do this, feel both your legs. This leg is contracting. It's contracting. But this leg is expanding. But it's not in front. It's extending in back. All right? What's up?
Excuse me just for a second. That's Lisa sending you.
Oh, she got her
I think
clamp
she wants
tool.
you to confirm that that's the right thing.
I believe it is, yes. And it says it's for 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch, so it should be correct, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry,
Good.
guys.
That's
Sorry.
okay.
Home business. This leg is contracting and it's in front, so where that red line is. The other leg is expanding and it's expanding in back. And when it expands in back, it pushes this hand out. So the left leg and the right arm are expanding. This arm is connected down my back to this leg. This leg is connected up my front to this arm, and it's contracting. Contract, expand, contract, expand, contract, expand, contract, expand. Now, yes, good. Once you catch on to this, then you can look for this in every move. Some moves it's really, really obvious. Other moves it's much more subtle, but something like that is always there. Now your teacher, meaning me, can't go through every movement in every form. All right? So you have to do that yourself.
But that would be good, Malcolm, because I can get it.
You're doing it just fine. All right? Uh, Catherine, you know, most people never get that kind of instruction until they've been doing Tai Chi for 8 or 10 years.
I know.
So you're way ahead of the curve, right? You know, this side, and this hand are contracting. This side and this hand are expanding. Once you know that, you can play it. Right? Remember, I've got somebody's arm. This is somebody's forearm from their hand to their elbow. Right? Uh, this side, this and my leg are going to contract. And this hand and that leg are going to expand. Let's say you're in the kitchen and you're cooking, right? And you drop an egg on the floor and the egg breaks all over the floor. You got to clean it up. So you clean it up, you wash your wash rag out, and then you do this, right? It's the same thing. So you already know how to do this. When you're wringing out a dish rag, it's a very small movement, really focused. This is a much bigger movement, but it's the same thing. All right? Contract, all right? Contract, expand. Contract and expand. Contraction is yin. Expansion is yang. They always go together. You can't have just contraction. It's not possible. There also has to be expansion. You can't just have expansion. You have to have contraction. They always go together. So this movement here if this is expanding, this side must be contracting. If if you know how to do this, you can make it look like it's just expansion, right? So watch. All right? But inside it's contracting. Watch. It's just like snapping your fingers. Contract, expand. Contract, expand. Contract, expand. That's a no. I'm laughing, but that's only because I remember doing exactly the same thing. At first, it's a little, I'm not quite sure what, right? But you're right where you need to be, right? Just pay attention and watch this, right? It's a spiral from the bottom of that foot. We are so used to using our muscles in the first line of movement. We're used to using our muscles and hand-eye coordination. All right? It's very useful. It's very useful. But it's not the only way to move. And if you try to do the martial arts with that little movement, you're not going to get very far. Because you're in the martial arts, you want to use your whole body. Every movement is your whole body. Not just like this, right? But the whole body. And the way to do that is to remember your belly, and in this case your daimon. The whole body. You know, you learn to snap your fingers, right? But suppose you did that with your whole body. Wind up and hit, all right? I know it seems a little unclear now, but actually you've made a really good beginning on this. Just be aware of it and just play with it a little bit. Here, I'll tell you something you can practice that would actually help. Get yourself a towel or something, and now what you want to learn to do is just use it as a whip. Now this would be helpful. Your husband's name is Amiel, yes? Amiel, yeah. Get him, and then just whip him. All right. Yeah. Now I've actually got some tape around mine so it stays rolled up. But this is essentially what you're doing. Yeah. That's essentially what you're doing in these movements. Yes. 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 There's an old phrase in China. Tai Chi is like a ball of cotton with a steel needle wrapped inside it. Right? It's very soft until the steel needle comes out.
Yeah.
That's the whip. Boom. Yeah.
I'm going to practice this week.
Good. So now watch this. Watch this. Right. Think of this as three whip-like moves. Right. 1, 2, 3. 3 whip whip-like moves. Now, when we practice, you don't do the whip. Because when you do that, you tend to tire yourself out, particularly if you're not sure what you're doing, right? When you whip, right, you're actually throwing some energy out there.
Yeah.
So if you spend all day throwing energy out, you're going to get tired. So we do it very gently, but you're still practicing the mindset, the energy pattern, and the use of the muscles and the structure of the body. So you're doing everything but the actual execution. You do it very softly, but inside you're actually doing it, right? And you do that for 10 years, and you will be a completely different person.
Great.
Maybe 5 years, right? Seriously, it's like learning to play the piano. At first, it's like your hands are just useless. Clunk, 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 clunk. But eventually, they become very articulate. And you don't even have to think about playing the piano, you just play the piano. Right? It's exactly the same with this. You practice, 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 and then you're different inside. Okay, that was a good session.
It was very good. Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.